Welcome to Yoga, You and Judy. I am Judy. Today's class is an evening class for the end of the day to help us restore and relax both body and mind. It's a Yin and Yang class, so we are going to do some strength exercises, something to engage mind and body as we flow through some more powerful poses. And then we finish off in a yin style where we use gravity in order to really fully relax and to let go of the day. It's a 40-minute class. There's no props needed. And with that said, let's get started.
Come into a cross-legged seated position. To make it slightly more comfortable, feel free to put a pillow just underneath your buttocks or a rolled up towel or blanket. And then we're going to start with some gentle breathing exercises to let go of the day. Place one hand on your belly and the other hand just above your chest. And then take some deep inhales and some deep exhales. As you inhale, feel how the space in between your hands is expanding, creating space to breathe for you. And as you exhale, feel how that space is contracting, getting smaller, as your navel pulls towards your spine. Inhale, feel the creating of space in between your hands, energy coming back into your body. Exhale as everything contracts as you push the air out of your belly. Keep inhaling and exhaling, feeling the space in between your hands. Feeling the space you create as you take a breath in, and feeling everything contract as you breathe out. This evening session, we're going to do a sequence of poses to help us stretch out tension. And as we stretch out tension, we send love to ourselves, to our body, freeing it of any tension it might have accumulated during the day. We'll have a flowing sequence which will focus on poses that require not just our physical but also our mental attention, so that we can let go of the day, so that we can start calming the mind. And then we finish our Relax and Restore class with poses where we use a mix of gravity and energy to sink deeper into them, so that we can release anything that's left that we don't want to carry with us into a new day, so that we can release what doesn't serve us anymore and release anything we want to let go of. Finish your last cycle of breath. And then we start with some gentle shoulder rolls. Rolling our shoulders up in front and back down. Up in front, back down. Up in front, back down. And then we're going to do the same thing in the other direction, rolling them up in the back and bringing them down in the front. Up in the back, down in the front, up, back, and down in front. Come into a moment of stillness, and we'll continue with some neck rolls. So bring your chin close to your chest as you exhale, and then inhale as you circle your chin close to your body over to your right shoulder. Exhale back to center. Inhale, circling your chin close to your body over to your left shoulder. Exhale back to center. Inhale to the right shoulder. Exhale to center. Inhale to the left shoulder. Exhale back to center. Now placing the right hand down next to you. The left hand is stretching overhead. And make sure that your left buttocks stay on the floor so that you get this nice stretch on the left body and also on the left outside hip. And then coming back to center, placing your left hand down next to you with your right hand stretching over. And again this time, let's make sure the right buttocks stay firmly rooted in the ground, creating a lovely stretch on the right hand side of our body. Coming back to center, exhale your right hand back down, left hand stretching over, and this time we're going to do 3 big circles. So circle the left arm back and up in front. Exhale back down. Inhale up in front. Exhale back down. Inhale up in front. Exhaling your left hand back down on the floor. And then on an inhale, stretching your right hand overhead towards the left. And then doing those big circles with our right arm, circling back and down, and inhaling the arm up in front. Exhale, back down. Inhale, up in front, and once more exploring that full range of motion of our shoulder, and then bringing the right hand back down, coming back to center. Bringing the soles of our feet together in front of us, and then walking our hands forward. This is not about going as deep as you can or bringing the knees as far to the floor as you can. It's really just to start stretching out some of the tension our body has accumulated. So just keep your head hanging heavy over your feet, your hands stretched forward, and just take a few deep breaths in this butterfly, enjoying the stretch to your spine. And then on your next inhale, come back up, rolling over your feet, coming into a wide-legged child's pose with your knees open, your body, your chest lower to the floor, your hands stretched out in front of you. Come onto the fingertips of your hands with your elbows lifted from the floor, and just let your body sink onto the floor, feeling how that stretches out your shoulders and your arms, and also it gives a nice sensation in your lower back. And just take a few deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, walk your hands over to the right, taking a breath in and a breath out. And then walking your hands over all the way to the left. Again, taking a deep breath in and taking a breath out. On an inhale, bring your upper body up, and we are going to do a few seated cat-cow stretches. So placing the palms of our hands on our knees, and on an inhale, we arch our back, we look up. And on an exhale, we round our back and we pull our shoulders forward. Inhale, arch the back, looking up. Exhale, round the back, shoulders pulling forward. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, round the shoulders, coming forward. Coming into a tabletop position next, with our shoulders stacked above our wrists and the hips above the knees. And then on an inhale, we twist to the right, bringing the right arm up with us. On an exhale, we push the right hand underneath our body and slide our right arm over to the left. Right cheek goes on the floor, and you can stretch out your left hand, feeling that nice spinal twist. Taking one deep breath here. And on your next inhale, unraveling, bringing your right arm back up and placing it back down into tabletop. On our next inhale, twisting to the left, bringing the left arm up. Exhale, pushing the left hand underneath our body with the left arm pushing towards the right, left cheek lowering to the floor. Right arm stretching out in front, enjoying that nice spinal twist on the other side. And taking one deep breath here. And on the next inhale, bring the left arm back up, twisting to the left, and bringing it back down, coming into a neutral tabletop position. On an exhale, push yourself back to downward facing dog with your chest pulling towards your thighs. Your hands firmly planted in the floor, pushing the floor away, not just the palms of your hands, but all your fingers, your fingertips, and your tailbone is reaching up and back. Start lifting each heel in turn, walking your dog to stretch out the backs of your legs, rolling onto the outer edges of your feet in turn, twisting from side to side to stretch out the sides of your body. And then coming up on your toes, back down again, doing that a few times. So just making a few movements and adjustments so that we feel comfortable in our first downward facing dog. And on an exhale, lower the knees down, arch your back, opening the chest. And then bend your elbows, keeping them close to your body, lowering your chest and your chin to the floor. On an inhale, sweep the heart forward, start to curl up into cobra, pulling your shoulders back, your lower belly stays on the mat, your hips stay on the mat. And then we exhale back into downward facing dog, taking one deep breath here. from your downward facing dog, step the right foot forward in between your hands, coming into a warrior one position where your back foot is at a 45-degree angle, the front foot pointing forward. We're raising our arms, the front knee is stacked over the front ankle, thighs are pulling together and the belly button is pulling towards the spine with the pelvis tucked back. Strong arms, strong position, and we take one breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then we interlace the fingers behind our back. On an inhale, we look up, open our heart. Exhale, fold forward to humble warrior. Taking one breath here. Inhaling back to warrior one. And then straightening the front leg, coming into a pyramid pose, folding forward, hinging forward from the hips with the arms stretched out by the side of our ears, holding both our upper body and our arms parallel to the floor, taking one deep breath in and out. And then inhaling back into warrior one. And then we bend a bit further into the front leg. We might have to hop the back leg forward a little bit as we come into our balancing pose, warrior three, where our back foot is flexed, the back leg is parallel to the floor, and we just hold here, keeping our balance for a moment before we step the left foot back into a low lunge. In the low lunge, the front knee is stacked above the front ankle, thighs are pulling together for stability, pelvis tucked back, and our arms are reaching up. We inhale here, and on an exhale, we push our hips back, straightening the front leg, coming into a half split, folding forward. Inhale back into a low lunge. Exhale back, folding over your front leg. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale once more back to your half splits. Inhale into your low lunge, bringing your hands together in front of heart center. And then we twist to the right with our left elbow hooked outside the right knee. Take an inhale. And then push up into your high lunge, keeping the twist. Taking one breath in your twisted high lunge. And then coming back to center, framing the front foot with both hands and stepping the left foot back to downward facing dog. Taking an inhale and an exhale. And then we step the left foot forward in between our hands, coming into a warrior one on the left. Front foot pointing forward, left foot 45 degrees, thighs pulling together for stability, front knee above front ankle, and our arms raised as our belly button is pulling towards the spine, holding a strong pose here, taking one deep breath in and a breath out. And then interlacing the fingers behind our back. Breathe in as we open our heart. And breathe out as we fold forward into a humble warrior, bringing our hands above our head. Taking one full breath cycle here. Breathing back into Warrior One. Straightening the front leg, coming into a pyramid pose. Both arms reach besides our ears as we hinge forward from the hips, bringing both our upper body and our arms parallel to the floor. Taking one cycle of breath here. And then breathing back in to Warrior One. Preparing for our balancing pose, Warrior Three. We bend a bit more into our front knee, hop the back foot forward a little bit, and then lifting the back leg with a flexed foot, bringing it parallel to the floor, finding our balance here for a moment. And then we step the right foot back, coming into a low lunge. Again, the knee aligned above the ankle, the belly button pulling towards the spine, arms raised in the air, lifting our body up, taking one breath in and one breath out. Inhale, grow a bit taller. Exhale, shifting your hips back, straightening the front leg, coming into a half split, folding over our front leg. Inhale into a low lunge. Exhale into half split. Inhale, low lunge. And once more, exhale into our half split, folding forward over our leg. Breathing back in to a low lunge position, bringing our hands together in front of heart center, and then we twist over to the left, bringing the right elbow outside the left knee. Taking one inhale, and on an exhale we tuck our back toes and push ourselves up to a high lunge, keeping the twist. And then taking one breath in this twisted high lunge, breathing in and breathing out. And then framing the front foot with both hands, stepping the right foot back to downward facing dog. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths in downward facing dog. Exhale as you come forward onto your hands. Flow through Chaturanga, bending your elbows, pulling them in close to the body. Inhale to upward facing dog, knees staying lifted off the floor. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale as you look between your hands, coming onto your toes, bending your knees, and jump forward on an exhale. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Inhale all the way up into standing mountain pose. From standing mountain pose, lower yourself, bringing your arms by the sides of your ears into your chair pose. Holding here for a moment, and then lift yourself up on your toes. Inhale, bringing your hands to heart center. Exhale, twist to the right, left elbow outside the right knee. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left, right elbow hooked outside the left knee. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, back to standing mountain pose. Now we're going to slow down and give in to gravity. Let gravity pull you into a relaxing forward fold. Feel free to have your knees bent, to have your back rounded, and just let your body hang heavy for a few deep breaths. You can grab your elbows with opposite hands. Just dangle for a bit, maybe shifting from side to side if that feels comfortable. And then lower yourself to your knees, walking your hands forward. Your hands are mat width distance apart and you melt your heart onto the floor. No effort, just let gravity pull you down. And we're going to take some deep breaths here as we stretch out our arms, our shoulders, and our chest. And then push yourself up a little bit, sliding your right hand to the left underneath your chest and your left hand to the right, lowering the weight of your chest on your elbows, coming into a crushed wing pose, giving us a really nice stretch of the shoulders and pulling our shoulder blades apart. And again, we're going to take some deep breaths here while we enjoy this stretch. And then coming out of this, slowly removing our arms from underneath the body and pushing back into a child's pose, resting the forehead on the floor, arms stretched back, palms facing up, and just enjoy this resting pose for a few breaths. And then slowly roll your body up, bringing both of your hands over to the right, enjoying this nice twist on the left hand side of the body. Back to center, bringing both hands over to the left for a nice twist on the other side. And then coming back up, bringing both legs forward and slowly rolling onto our back as we bring our feet up overhead and supporting our lower back with the palms of our hands. We bring our feet behind our head and lower them down on the floor, keeping the knees bent and just allowing gravity to stretch out the spine and the neck. You can choose to have your hands supporting your lower back, or you can stretch them out on the floor, whatever feels most comfortable. And let's just take a few deep breaths here. And then slowly rolling the legs back down to the floor, both legs stretched out. And on an inhale, pulling the right knee into the chest, guiding it over to the left with our left hand. Right arm is stretched out to the side, and we want to make sure that we keep both shoulders on the ground as we enjoy this spinal twist. Inhale, bringing the right knee back to center, stretching the right leg back out, and then pulling the left knee into the chest, guiding it over to the right with our right hand. The left arm is stretched out towards the left on the floor, and we keep both our shoulders on the ground as we are taking this nice spinal twist over to the other side. And on your next inhale, bring the left knee back up, stretching out the left leg and coming into your resting pose. Your legs are slightly parted, your feet gently falling to the side, arms stretched out alongside your body but not touching, and your palms are facing up. And then finally, relax your body into the earth. Feel all the parts of your body relax into the ground below you. Feel your neck, your shoulders, your spine, your hips. Feel them all sink into the ground below you. And as you feel the effects of your practice on your body and your mind, recall the beginning of today's journey to relax and restore. Send love to yourself and to your body. Release what doesn't serve you anymore. Release what you want to let go.
And then very slowly and very gently start bringing awareness back to your body. Start moving your fingers, your toes, circling your ankles, and moving your head from side to side. And then in whichever way is comfortable for you, come back up into a seated, cross-legged position, keeping your eyes closed. And we're going to take one more breath together. On an inhale, circling the arms up on the side. And on an exhale, bringing the palms together in front of heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you did, please subscribe to Yoga, You and Judy, and I hope to see you again very soon. Have a beautiful evening.